Yeah. But it's not going to keep Rivers.
How many teams? Still got Rivers? Crazy.
And then on top of it, Chase on
so like, I know the Barnes had low right here. It's such a good
So that's you can look at just like
one Monday.
They don't do that in network.
He does put points on the board, and Baltimore's league doesn't have Yada, doesn't have Lewis, doesn't have Green.
Complicated stuff. Pretty much.
I haven't been in my crowd yet to get my
Pretty much. I knew I can send you that information about
but sometimes
why you come to America?
Good to meet you, I'm Zach.
I came
It's supposed to be experience.
Okay. Excellent.
So he has to really force
We're going to do it until you get around. Alright, one more time. Hi, my name is Jack.
Alright. So,
I
would say talk naturally. I'm able to understand you. Is it?
like the other day when I was doing the recognition test, I went really fast. And some people just say,
Okay. So talking slowly is important. Talking, yeah, loudly is important. So I'd say you might need to slow down sometimes. You might need to speak up and stay slow. Let's keep talking. I'll see if I come up with any other suggestions.
because even the other day when I was giving the presentation, I saw a few positive faces. I was like, what is he speaking? And I was like, yeah, don't worry, I'm going to finish it fast for you.
I remember that. All right. Well, so what do you do, Seth?
So I was working with Accenture for 4 years prior to Rutgers.
Okay.
And, really passionate about making it transform business processes. I work with 2 clients as well. So technically, I work with 3 companies. Central System. I decided to work with supply chain management because it's a good course here. The operation course is very known in India. Yeah, I look forward to since all my clients are based out of the US, so I was virtually in touch with them through meetings. But now being here, I think it's a great opportunity and I'm looking forward
Okay. Definitely directed to them. I would say lead with the operations manager. It's like you're leaning on me. You're leaning on me. So zip zap it. I would lead with that operations management. Like it took you a while to get to it. So you were doing this, and now you're just studying operations management. Say that it's the beginning. Not only are you studying it, but you're really excited about doing this or that within operations management. So I'm a business student and I'm studying operations management. Just like my background at Accenture, where I got to do boom, boom, boom. It's a little different from my background in this other company, but that's what I'm developing here at Rutgers.
So basically, I started with the MBA program and then I give a little background as to how it was related to my previous work experience.
Yeah, you can work out the details, but just start with operations management. It was like maybe 20, 30 seconds before you got to operations management.
Because the OCM here taught us the other way. They said, introduce, give your name, tell me where you're from, what you have done, what you want to do,
Okay, and I don't want to specifically argue with instructions they gave. I would recommend leading with it. But even if you don't lead with it, I would be clear about what that means. You're just, the way you said it, you're just studying operations. And I'm like, okay, you're studying it and you're just happy to explore opportunities. I would just be really specific about I'm studying it and learning to be specifically like this. Say, for instance, with a company like Apple does this really well, Amazon does this supply chain very effectively. That's where I see myself.
Oh, it's hard. It's hard.
People walk away and they're like, oh, Seth, he's the person who loves that supply chain thing and really knew about what they were doing with the Amazon improvement or whatever. And so they remember your supply chain instead of just, oh, you're studying supply chain and you're thinking out your strategy.
Do you have any videos and narratives that we can some sample evidence to somebody is giving?
Giving a good, I will think on that.
Because seeing the content is different, but the way that way is going to deliver it.
We'll do it like in 20 minutes, and we'll say, all right, that was a good example. That was not such a good example of value. And we'll discuss it. That'll be research, but I will think of some videos. And you'll practice your elevator pitch in front of everyone tonight. And if you want to refine it a little bit. All right, great talking to you, Seth.
I'm not like the best. This was like this is weird.
Yeah, it's hard.
Not
We'll never hold up. It'll come out the way you thought it would. That's organic. That's it, but you never get the words exactly. You'll find ways to learn to get that messed up. You just need to know your words. Write this down like achievements and aspirations. That's really important. Just saying. That's what I call
I start my day, so like every
right. Prior to that, I worked with a person in China. So like, I would step up and you were the I don't want to be like, no, I know. Yeah, that's happy. Back here to learn about they'll know that you just instructed. They'll know that you're just clearly trying to do something. Yeah, so they might not want you to that. Or I like oh yeah.
No pleasure meeting you.
I want. Yeah, I want. Yeah. Okay.
And there's KRY, just got some interesting stuff. There's some excitement about
Well, you know what? A lot of
company increased the price $700. You might tie that into supply chain management. Who knows? Something interesting about pharmaceutical supply chain.
It depends on industry to industry.
You have such a rough all your classes in one
Look at that face.
No, I don't. I don't.
That was good. It was overwhelming.
Yeah. So what specifically might the companies do? Where are they using millions of dollars? Where most companies just got something.
I did. I never wanted Well, Prudential wants to start the contract like quicker. Yeah. And then tomorrow, and then they're also doing the
So R&D is going down, so we're having
I don't think it can be bad, but it's And you know nothing but these persons and they have no dollar amount. It's now. Saying it's ratio. It's really, it gets really in depth. But it gets,
It's like you control your view, but it's just that one event on the floor. Certification right now. I don't even think it's like, yeah, right now, they told us it's
Even though you're not working, there's going
come on.
the same thing with, and I said, well, it's that country.
okay, well, like this is
Extra points. Like extra points. You get extra points for
Every time Jenna Yellen
yeah, like,
you know what I mean? It's,
where I think if you load up on a you go to the one after.
I signed up for it.
I'm like, that's what I did today. I asked my boss to like, on an act, like, I ended up getting
Because the common association for
I should never have said that. Okay, what do you do it for? It's small, easy control. They have to do this Okay. So like,
No, but you're right.
what do you work with them? So like the real how does he okay. But you want to draft, I'll take a look at it. That's what I do. I just look at it. So no, it depends on what you get paid. Job, it's about
So obviously next time we that's what
Real life pitching.
Or you can't be like, BSing about, you're really good at something you want to have. You have to be like, you've done work with this person. But he seems like he already should know. Because he's really focused. They know what you're doing. It's not hard. But here's the purpose. If you ask, I don't want to write it. And that's really helpful. What do they do for like?
What I do
For like happens all the time.
What do you think?
But just don't want to guess the way that like if they actually call it intention.
No, yeah, it has to be.
That has happened. Yeah, it has happened.
So if I need to be
You would apply it to like it's not wrong. It's not like
I mean, you still have to work on anything that is like Giants.
Oh, right, assuming that they're posted that he's here with like, hey, I'm recruiting for something, and I'm like, hey, I noticed this thing that you're recruiting for, and here's why I think of it. I think I'd be great. Don't you think so?
I'm in law right now.
I always like this. Okay. Sort of. was only my first year. I started this like January. That is the way
Companies that are hiring. You meant the same one?
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Okay. How can I help you? So you just have to like know kind of as soon as you meet. So I've noticed, or whatever, and then we sound like the last 5 people I talked to. Like, how do you separate yourself from people that like use that conversation?
I just graduated.
One of the recruiters I asked me what my favorite answer was. Like, not, it wasn't the first question, but like five questions in. Most important, what's your favorite exercise? Like, most important. And it's a lot for them. But you know the wrong answer is no or chocolate. Because it's soft serve, it's the most common, it's like a generic answer. You have to be like, you have to get it. I'm worried about my health.
Yeah.
So I said mint chocolate. Outside of your person. The person we can tell. It stands out because most people are wearing long ties or new ties.
Yeah, that's something.
After our time, I'm like saying goodnight and I'm taking my time off.
It's definitely different. Yeah, you're specialized. We're like paralegals. Are you gonna fill that group?
I don't have a problem with that group. Probably because is it like this cultural religious thing or is it
you just make your.
you know what? Now that I learned I usually didn't have a problem with it because I thought maybe it was a cultural. But if I were to see someone who's just obviously it's just it means that you're not backing off that alternative.
Yeah, I want to. Since there's so many people on our that
I would say
And try to just because backing off, that means you're going to that shows like you're
okay. Yeah.
So if you yeah. Whether like
I don't know.
I didn't worry about it. The process
I noticed that everyone and then I see people like right here that we have and then we wait, and then we come up and you walk away with crazy.
I would say it's fine wherever. Yeah.
why?
So is that okay? Or is it like,
Yeah, that's fine. What I'm saying is that if this is a group, because like they're
oh, 3 or 4, yeah.
I've never heard of I can't find it.
Right. I
Maybe I'll. Like this, just like this, just like a little bit.
The first one, and then after yeah, that's why I went first.
Yeah, like
I don't want to sit there and wait.
yeah. And I think like how much their classes and how they are. What's you guys still what they do with their language barriers too. They don't have to do what they do.
You guys have to want questions at all?
Okay. Alright, so that's a good question. So you're recruiting a bit, they know that you're there to sell yourself and your well, I would say think of the context of that. The context of that situation is they want to meet you. So starting with something like that, you may not dive straight into your elevator pitch, but you might say, hey, great to meet you. Is there artifacts a little bit about how I see myself, like, 5 to 10 years, I tell you a little bit about my interest
It points to me like
because that's why they're there to meet Rutgers students who are things you say.
so they want you to do that
It's not reading the content. I don't know.
they feel like they're giving updates 2 times. So if you do that, I did one class here. We're required to do a scenario where it's an outbreak of you said the way that your outbreak is like how you keep working. And I want you to I had to present and try to. I feel like
I'm good friends with that. Yeah, so those are I think she did something like that.
But you won't be surprised.
it's like walking on.
What I'm trying to say is
has
that
different requirements than the
just
movie,
have
so
a focus
so
because this is the time here. Everybody has everybody has LinkedIn. You should at least have
I don't think it's such a requirement. I always felt like I did want to tell you it's not rocket science. Yeah. But the problem is, it's like some people, that's their job. It's not like, so how much
Yeah, so
yeah, 10% on like
I'll be there.
but sailing is like, let's go ahead and wrap up the meet and greet part of the party, and find your way back to your seats for individual elevator pitch.
I just wanted to plan some kind of like lights and like.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Alright, so we're just going to do your elevator pitch one at a time and give each other feedback. Our favorite format is name, brand, value, and next steps. You could pretend whatever context you need to. You can explain that to us if you want to, or you don't need to. You can just dive in. We'll get it. And our pitch and Matthew are going to start us off.
Hi, my name's Matt. Hey, so I just saw you around, and I just wondered what you're doing there.
I am here to network. I think it's a great way to meet people and kind of get to know their story and share yours, so understand what's going on.
So I'm actually a pharmacist. I just graduated pharm school. I'm here in the MBA program full time, and I'm doing it in finance so that one day I hope to work for a pharmaceutical research equity firm. And because I'm the person that just graduated, I'm supposed to be the expert in drugs, and I am. And I'm going to look for that pharmaceutical company to make the most money and make my employer the most profit.
That was interesting.
So, do you know anything about?
I actually do. Let me give you my business card. We can talk.
Great, yeah, I was actually going to tell you. I can hopefully, yeah, thank you. I'll catch you on LinkedIn.
But yeah, sounds good.
Great, thank you.
Excellent. Comments for Matthew? All right. Mike.
I think he said I am a lot.
Did you say I am a lot? Okay. Maybe. Well, you can look at it on the video tape. I don't remember that. Do you remember that?
I guess I can see where it's going from. Yeah, I just was trying to sell myself a little bit.
Oh, a lot of I ams. Too much I?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a comment. I wouldn't necessarily agree with that because you need to say I a lot in your elevator pitch. So I think, personally, I think it's fine. Could be at least one vote to maybe tone it down. But
The one thing that could turn off a recruiter was I just want to make the most money comment. Essentially. No, you said you wanted to make the employer a big profit, but you said I want to make a lot of money. Unless I just misunderstood you.
No, exactly.
I thought
I think he was trying to say that so I can help company get more.
I said employer. But
okay,
I think I heard both, but I could be off base.
I think
I said both?
You said first you mentioned yourself and after you mentioned the company.
Yeah.
First
No,
you
I-
mentioned that you
Did I?
personally want to make a lot of money and
We
then
can agree to disagree, but I thought I heard that, so.
I think he said so I can help the company.
I definitely heard that.
After that.
I heard both, but.
Alright, you can play back the tape. You got it. I did hear that and I interpreted it that way. That may not have been the way you meant it. And I sort of went like, yeah,
Oh, no,
we're gonna make lots of money.
That's not mine.
Not your Okay, good. So definitely we want to avoid even the appearance of I'm just in this for the money. We typically want some sort of reason why it's a great fit to fulfill us professionally. We're like really satisfied to do this type of work and excited about this work. And I think your pitch could use a little more of that enthusiasm. The other comment I would make was a bit long, and it took me a while to see where you were going with it because I'm in pharmacy. I just graduated pharmacy, and then really before you got to the point of this is what I want to do, I wanted you to get to that sooner and be more enthusiastic when you got there.
Yeah, but that's because I'm like totally things. So I'm like establishing my route to him so I can see where I'm coming from, rather than like, so what does that translate to? Okay. I'm just trying to put the pieces together for him. Because it's kind of like specialized.
Oh, for him or for?
Yeah, for whoever I'm going to talk to.
Okay.
Because I'm not really, I don't have the experience yet, so I needed to fit the pieces together on how to get there.
Okay. So I would do some of the research I suggested Christian do about the specific role you might have when you graduate. And you may have a lot of roles you're interested in, but I would say it would benefit you to pick one. Say, this is the specific thing that I will be doing when I graduate, and I'm really excited about it. You can find a way to make that a little more general. Okay, good. So why don't you two switch and we hear our hits elevator pitch.
Hi, my name's Arpit Patel. How you doing? I'm an account manager for a marketing firm, and I help lead the medical affairs team to come up with the key insights and deliver a great marketing strategy. And I know you have a lead account management position open. I think by having an engaging activities and getting the most out of the activity, I can really help build the marketing scheme and increase revenue by having a great marketing team. Is there any way we can catch up later, maybe connect on LinkedIn?
Yeah, sure.
Great, thank you. I will do.
Excellent. Comments for our group? Halima?
I thought you did very well. You were confident in your position, your standing, your tone. You were quick, you were to the point, you delivered the information, what you can do. I liked it.
So,
I think the introduction part was really good. He was very confident. His body language was very nice. And that was the first impression that was impactful.
yeah, he was confident in his body language. I didn't really talk about that. See how he was kind of slanting out towards us? You don't really need to do that. But because we were all here, he was conscious of the fact that we were looking at him. So, good call on that.
He was perfect on
Okay.
finished it at
Exactly 30 seconds. Jake?
Yeah, I think you were very clear on why you're speaking to him. I heard there was a position open, so I think the purpose of why he was talking to him was very clear.
Yes. So we've got a good strategy. I've thought about what I want to do, and I know you have a position open, and there's nothing wrong with me asking. I'm not going to feel bad about that. I'm not going to feel insecure. I think this is a great example of I've thought through my strategy, and it's okay to ask.
Who's got a job?
Yeah. All right. Excellent. So Matthew, why don't you sit down? Arpit, why don't you stay? And then just we'll get this going. Whoever wants to go next, just go next. All right, Allie. Why don't we go? We'll just go and Jay, why don't you go next, and then we'll just go. So
That works.
That works.
I was gonna say why don't you go after Allie, but it came out wrong. So Gio goes next, then Allie,
Over here. Okay, cool. So once we're done.
and then we'll go from Allie all the way across this row, and Halima, you'll go after Shing-Fu, and then we'll go back all the way across.
Oh, man, don't even get me started about that.
And then we'll go to Christian and all the way back. All right. Sorry about that.
Hello, my name's Jay. Hey, Arpit, nice to meet you. I heard that you were working for AbbVie, one of the companies I really would like to hear more about. I'm currently actually a pharmacist. I worked for the last 3 years, but I'm actually currently a student at Rutgers Business School in my first year MBA, specializing in marketing and in specific marketing analytics and research and insight. During the last 3 years as a pharmacist, I truly enjoyed looking at data and kind of figuring out in the store how to utilize that data to actually get the store numbers to improve. So I was able to improve customer service from a 68%, which was like failing, to around a 93%. Yeah. So I just really wanted to hear more about your position. I heard that you guys had a position open at AbbVie, and especially in the analytics, marketing, and research part. I'd like to know, hear a little bit more about it, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, of course. Is there any way we can catch up?
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. Here's my business card. Do you have one that I may have?
Sure.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much.
Good. Great. A lot of figures in there. If you can pull that off, I would say that would be great. My concern is that for most times you're doing an elevator pitch, you may not be able to get into that much detail with an example.
but I think you could negotiate that. You could tell when it's all right to go a little bit further and when it's okay to just say, this is what I do. Can we talk further? So I think you did a great job pulling it off, and I think you'll be able to adjust as necessary.
It could say something like, I've drastically improved the customer satisfaction rates at my store, and that's something that I enjoy doing.
Other comments for Jay? How did you all like that quick little example? 68% to 93%. Do you think it worked?
Yeah, it was pretty impressive.
All right. Good. Gracie?
It's perfect. You're very confident and give a lot of information that the recruiter may be interested in. So it's very informative.
Excellent. All right. Thank you. So, Alex?
Alex Besta.
Hi, my name is Jay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I currently work for a wealth management firm where I analyze and review asset and revenue data for senior management, and I make business suggestions to improve the business. I understand that you have a business development position open, and I'd really love to speak further about it.
Perfect, yes. I'd love to speak to you about it.
Great, here's my business card.
Thank you so much. Here's mine.
Great, thanks.
Okay, so then, comments for Alex? Carrie? She's turning red? Why are you turning red?
Yeah.
I don't know, were you nervous?
Not really.
Okay.
I kind of was like giggling during it.
Okay. All right, so I think she's fine. Other comments?
Is that the only comment?
Okay, more like a specific.
I follow up with
I think what you do is fine. So Jay knows why she wants to talk to him, and they exchange business cards. I'd say it's fine. Arpit?
So I think, I don't know, maybe I'm just seeing it, but she was standing on one hip. Her posture was a little like sassy.
Okay, I didn't notice that, but yeah, we favor zip zap zoom position because according to our pit, if you stand on one hip, it looks sassy. Yeah, and I say a variety of things that could look poor, that would not look effective if you lean to one side. So zip zap zoom. Anything else?
Her eye contact was really well. I thought I had a connection where she looked into my eyes and I was like, okay, she's like focusing on what I say. And then when I was looking at what she was speaking, like I felt like, okay, good eye connection. She was making sure that she was directing our conversation towards me.
Yeah, so I think she had great eye contact, great delivery, and it sounded like she was well rehearsed on this, like she really practiced it. And following up on something we talked about, Paula, I think this is where natural charisma can come. And I just thought of that when Jay mentioned eye contact. Because she had practiced this, because she had a specific goal, she knew what she wanted, she rehearsed, she was able to let that natural eye contact, natural charisma come. Would you describe Allie as having charisma in that exchange?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. All right, excellent. Thank you.
How you doing? I'm Mike Berger. I'm the owner of MB Business Services. And
So what do you do with business services? No worries.
how you doing? I'm Mike Berger. I'm the owner of MB Business Services. I provide accounting services for small businesses. I started the company back in 2004, and I use cloud-based technology, so to make the business more mobile. So I try to give the business owner more opportunity to run his business than just about the desk. So I have a final note. I also offer services at a CPA firm that are less than a fraction of the cost. So if you don't mind, I have your cards, and maybe we can set up a time I can tell you more about my services. Thank you.
So, all right, so that was really good. Okay, well, it's good you had that chance to practice, to have that experience, and think a little bit about it. One reason that might have been behind that, I was thinking as I heard your words, they were so good. Like you have such good little, this is what my business is, this is what I do, this is how it might relate to you when we set up a meeting. But everyone agreed that once he got going with that verbiage, it was very effective and very precise. One thing that might have hurt you is you had such a precise, effective way of saying it in your head that if you don't get that right off the bat, if you don't get that perfect, then
I have to get off of that, because I think that's what causes me to block.
yeah,
Even though I know the subject,
Yeah.
and know how to present it, I can block out.
There- yeah. There's a famous public speaking faux pas. What's that director guy's name? Who did Armageddon and Transformers? Michael Beck. Yeah, did anyone hear about his public speaking nightmare? He was going to explain some sort of, I think Sony TV. It's like a 70-inch TV that had some awesome features. It was going to retail for $50,000, and you were going to be able to see movies like his in this surreal type of environment. So he gets on stage to introduce this, and he has all these neat ways he wants to explain it, but the teleprompter gets screwed up. So he just can't get off the teleprompter. And he tries to start explaining it in his own words, and he just gets flustered and he walks off stage. So, but Michael Beck, he's the guy that we want to hear from about this great new TV that is going to allow us to see all this awesome stuff. But he was so hung up on saying the right words, the right way, he got flustered. And I think that might have been something that
I have
happened.
to get over that. I memorized it. This is the perfect speech.
Yeah, and remember the first class we talked about options for presenting? You could memorize word for word. It's one option, and I think that's what you tried to do. You could also memorize an outline. Say, I want to say these 3 things. I want to say I started this business, I do cloud stuff so it's better for you, and let's connect for these reasons. Those are the 3 things that you want to accomplish. So don't worry so much about getting word for word. Just say, all right, these 3 things. Started this business, tell her about cloud computing, get her business card. I think that's a way to get over it. Any other comments from Michael while we have him up? Excellent. Rashish.
Yeah, I'm a first year MBA student at Rutgers Business School, specializing in supply chain management. So prior to this, I worked in a construction firm, managing projects which range from 1 million to 5 million and above 100%. So while I was working as a project manager, I was privileged enough to work with very good suppliers who actually gave me just-in-time delivery of my raw materials, which actually helped me complete my project effectively. So that's when I developed a passion to get into supply chain management and then serve my customer very efficiently and effectively. And now I'm here in Rutgers Business School to sharpen my skills so that I can be successful in my career. Yeah, so yeah, we can catch up sometime if I would like to talk about the opportunities in your firm.
Here's my business card. Please contact.
Yeah, this is the same. Thank you.
Excellent. Comments for Rashish? Chris?
You brings up the just-in-time concept, which really professional, shows that you're really interested in the chain and that you know it. That's really good.
Okay, yeah, so a lot of good information about how he is interested in this, what's contained in that. Other comments? Arpit?
I think his body language is kind of relaxed. Like when he even does a handshake or like handshake like that, not a full extension.
Okay. I also noticed his head was a little bit crooked to the right. So I like an engaged zip zap zoom position. Head straight, ready to zip zap. Don't actually zip zap, but ready to zip zap. Other comments? One thing I would say is that it took a while to get to the main point, or it took a while to get to his brand, which is supply chain management. He took us through quite a long story relatively to get to that point. And it was a good story, it was good information, but I want you to lead with that. I would say, I study supply chain management, and this is a perfect fit for my career because I did this and this. But start with your brand. That's what I would say.
Why did you mention the budget of the projects or special budget?
You mean in your past experiences and how they relate? No? No? Just you're interested in supply chain because it's fascinating because of this, or it relates to your career, your past career because of this. So that would be my only comment, is work that in at the beginning. Jake?
So you did say when he started, you said, "Hi, my name is Rajesh. I'm, first year MBA student. I'm specializing in supply chain."
Did he say that?
Yeah, he did say that.
All right, fine. So, all right.
So
continue.
did that like suffice as he started off like I'm specializing in supply chain, or does he have to make it more clear?
All right, what do you all think? The comment was made that since he said, I'm a first-year business student specializing in supply chain, do you think that was enough for us to be clear about how he's going to fit in our professional lives?
I think it's sufficient, but it also depends on what he's going to say next. So if he continued on to say, well, the reason I'm doing supply chain is because of my past experience.
Yeah, and I think it's not sufficient. So if you're a student, this is your major. I need something that jumps out. This is what I want to do. Specifically, it's my major because I'm so interested in pursuing this as a career. I want it crystal clear from the beginning. And then I'll be able to absorb the background a little bit more. Other comments? Okay, so, Jim.
Hi, nice to meet you. Hi, my name is Shen Fu. Hi, just nice to meet you. I'm a student in Rutgers Business School and pursuing an MBA degree and concentrating in supply chain management. And actually, before I came to business school, I was a software engineer, and I got 4 years experience in IT industries and led diverse teams with Japanese members and Chinese members, as Chinese and Mandarin. And also, I'm good at management, communication, and also process improvement. So it's known that your company has one of the most successful supply chain in the world. So I'm really looking forward to learning more about it and also contribute more value to it.
Yeah, we can gather some data about it.
Sure, exactly. Okay, here's my business card. Nice talking with you.
Excellent. Comments for Chin-Fu? Christian.
I thought he did really well. Just in the beginning, he was kind of bouncing around a little bit, jittery. Just kind of.
Okay. All right. So stable zip-zap zoom position might help. Did anyone else notice the jittery? I noticed it, but I wasn't so bothered with it.
I think he was going a little bit fast. The way I think speaking was too fast.
Okay. Did anyone else think he was speaking too fast?
I thought so a little.
Who did not think he was speaking fast? Who wants to make that argument? Let me provide the context here. I thought he should have said fewer words. And if he said fewer words, he could have spoke slower. It didn't jump out at me that he was speaking too fast because they were all relevant words. It was a good story. But I think for his elevator pitch, I want him to get to his point faster. And the same comment that I made to the previous person, I want to hear what your brand is right away. And I can put everything else in context. Other comments? Gary?
I think he described his background pretty well, and I think he kind of at the beginning kind of humbled a bit, but
Okay. Good. Yeah, definitely. I like this description of his background. I just want to understand where it's going sooner. Good. Okay. Next person. Yeah, sure.